ये है स्टेट्स मिरर लाइव न्यूज। सुनिए आज की ताजा खबरें। झूठ होगा बेनकाब।
Election selection. The Congress needs to be truly representative for viable bid for power. Achieving the ambitious goals of social representation in the Congress Working Committee (CWC) that the Congress set for itself at its brainstorming session in Udaipur in May 2022 was never going to be easy. It took party representation. Mallikarjun Kharge, nearly 6 months after he was authorized by the Raipur session of the All India Congress Committee AICC in February 2023 to finally announce the new CWC on the Sunday, which also happened to the birth anniversary of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. While combining experience and youth, Mr. Kharge has drawn up a list that significantly enhances diversity in the party's highest decision-making body. His opponent in the 2022 election for the top post, Shashi Tharoor, finds a place in a commendable appreciation of internal democracy and an encountering signal to many skeptics of the party. Half the CWC, excluding invitees, are from scheduled castes, other backward classes, tribals and minority communities, are women, which meets the Udaipur ambition. But when invitees are accounted for, the social composition tilts in favor of upper castes and minorities, even as it means the 50 under 50 age criteria. A number of fresh faces from the middle runs have made it to the list for former Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi, a Dalit leader at 60, and Kamaleshwar Patel, the 49-year-old OBC leader from the election-bound Madhya Pradesh, are in, while Damodar Raja Narsimha, 64, from the Telangana, is a permanent invitee. Mr. Kharge has the inevitable task of the exercising his authority, while 3 members of the Gandhi family, Sonia, Rahul and Priyanka, remain active, but he appears to be up to it. The list reflects the party's keen attention to the upcoming assembly election in the heartland Chhattisgarh. Minister Tamaradwaja Sahu and influential OBC leader is expected to play a crucial role in Rajasthan, while Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot is given a free hand to lead the charge. The induction of his challenger Sachin Pilot and tribal leader Mahendraranjit Singh Malaviya to the CWC is expected to reinforce party unity. The party has tried to reassure discontented social groups and assuage rebellions leaders in various states, and the constitution of the new body is largely representative of the geographical and social expanses of the India. Though some disenchantment might surface in the days ahead, the new CWC reflects both imagination and compromise. While this is a good start, There is more that the Congress needs to do to be truly representative of this diverse nation besides strategizing for elections and improving political communication and becoming the center of gravity of opposition politics in the run up to 2024. The failure of hope cast violence by teenagers is symptomatic of a deep-rooted malaise. Hope is what humans use to define the future, the promise of a better tomorrow that makes life bearable even when the present is infused with suffering. Assaults on the possibility of hope are therefore the unkindest of cutes. The recent incident in Nanguneri town in Tamil Nadu, Tirunelveli district, where a Dalit teenager and his sister were brutally hacked by schoolmates belonging to an intermediate dominant caste is demonstrative of the failure of hope for a whole generation of a community living on the margins. It is the latest among many conflagrations that erupt periodically in the deep south of the state, fueled by chronic resentment among communities, in turn seeded by the historical oppression of Dalits. In this case, teenagers, all caste Hindus and schoolmates of the boy and his sister, barged into the house of the siblings in a Dalit locality and attacked them, leaving them lying in a pool of blood. The attack was said to be revenge for the Dalit boy daring to give a complaint against his classmates for relentlessly harassing him as being lower caste. The school then issued a warning to those whom he had complained against. Angered by this, 3 of the boys from the intermediate community attacked the siblings on the night of August 9, while the boy had to have a complex hand surgery. His sister continues to be hospitalized. The attackers and their associates have been arrested and lodged in the government observation home. It is the unceasing nature of caste hatred, how caste pride is being influenced in generation after generation, that fells the hope of a better caste-free society. The use of caste threats to distinguish Dalit children from the other castes in schools of the unique use of caste colors in a primordial act of marching to territory in the villages in the south. The frequent violent clashes and the recruitment of youngsters by local political caste groups all speak to the deep-rooted malaise in the region. Clearly, the much tortured Dravidian model inspired by Periyar to overcome caste hegemony and facilitate inclusion of all citizens in development has not been uniform in the implementation. So far, attempts handle caste conflict have only been banned aid to violent outbursts and a consistent effort to address the root of the problem has been lacking. The government has now established a one-man commission headed by retired Judge K. Chandru to suggest steps to stamp out caste differences among students. It would be a pity if Narguneri does not serve as a wake-up call, a catalyst for destroying caste hierarchies, restoring peace and equality and hope. Now, with regards to the criminal law bills. Criminal law bills renaming is needless. Meddling stream Panchu, a senior advocate, Madras High Court. Apramia Manthena is advocate, Madras High Court. Vikas Muralidharan is a legal academician and lecturer, Sai University. 3 new bills were tabled in Parliament recently. This article is not about the content of these bills. The controversies on that will play out, but their names. The Indian Penal Code is now replaced by Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. The Code of Criminal Procedure by Bharatiya Nagarika Suraksha Sanhita and the Indian Evidence Act by the Bharatiya Sakshya Bill. That these are names unfamiliar to and unpronounceable by more than half the country's citizens, and an overwhelming majority of its legal practitioners makes these bills fail the first test of the acceptability. Moreover, Article 348 of the Constitution states that the authoritative text of all acts passed by Parliament or state legislatures shall be in the English language. The body of these new bills is in the English language, but the title of the bills being in Hindi goes against the embargo placed by the article. Language and the legal regime. The issue of language was hotly contested and debated in the Constituent Assembly and led to the adoption of various provisions in the Constitution as well as the Official Language Act. The legal regime in place provides that English shall remain an official language until resolution for the discontinuance of English as an official language are adopted by state legislatures and by Parliament. That is a dim prospect. When we aim to be a strong player in a globalized world, in a linguistically diverse country where language has been the flashpoint for several protests and people's movements, the emotions and sentiments that people attach to their language must be respected. The fact that India was divided into states based on linguistic differences is sufficient to demonstrate how deeply intertwined language is with the identity of states and their residents. Is it necessary to be reminded of the protests that raged, taking lives with it through the states of Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Punjab and Karnataka when Hindi was sought to be made the sole official language in the 1960s. The issue continues to be highly emotive. Language is an integral part of culture, and the attempt to use Hindi in the names of the bills introduced by the Union government will be seen as the imposition of the culture of the linguistic majority on linguistic minorities. This is majoritarianism. The anxiety of non-Hindi speakers finds its roots in events that are taking place around us now. Statements by persons in positions of power that Hindi must be accepted as the national language soon, and issuance of Hindi only forms in public undertaking such as the Indian railways and banks have been flagged represent repeatedly. The original draft of the National Education Policy 2020 contained provisions which draw protests, being seen as an attempt to impose Hindi over the past few years. The Union Home Minister has made several statements linking the language of Hindi to nationalhood and the idea of India. He states in 2019 that only Hindi can work to unite the country. He makes a similar statement every Hindi Divas, and that can only keep the issue burning. The perception is that there is an attempt to privilege India's most spoken regional language over other regional languages and to place it above the other language as essential to a person's identity as an Indian. The issue is not just about language but about culture, inclusively, diversity and respect. The only argument to privilege Hindi over other languages of India such as Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada and Odia is that Hindi is spoken by more people, to say we are more in number, so other communities must assimilate into our culture and speak our language is simply majoritarianism and antithetical to the constitution. The legal position of the country is that English shall continue to remain an official language until the non-Hindi speaking states desire so. The prerogative to have Hindi as the sole official language therefore does not lie with those in the Hindi heartland but with those on its margins. The constitutional position is also that the text of laws introduced in Parliament shall be in English. The naming of these bills, apart from stoking an old fire, is plainly unconstitutional. Change the names. The plain fact also is that English is the language of the law and of the courts, especially the superior courts, vice the high courts and supreme courts of India. Judges are transferred across the country. Statutes are read in English. We follow the common law system, giving importance to precedents, and these are written and stored in English. The law requires utmost precision and clarity in pleading, arguments and judgments, and Indian lawyers and judges have risen magnificently to the occasion. With English are we now to subject them to colloquial terms or high-flown Hindi names familiar only to pundits in Sanskrit-sized Hindi. This is needless. Meddling and nothing short of provocation. The first task of the parliamentary committee to which the bill has been referred must be to change the names, and is it that these bills are referred to the Standing Committee for Home Affairs and not to the Committee for and Law and Justice. Thank you very much.
ये थे आज की धमाकेदार खबरें। झूठ होगा बेनका। इन खबरों को लाइक करें, शेयर करें और सब्सक्राइब करें। थैंक्स टू ऑल व्यूअर्स।